In this video we're looking at navigation in OneNote 2016. When you're working in a OneNote class notebook, there'll be lots of sections and section groups. The longer you work in a class notebook, the more you need this kind of structure to keep everything organized. However, it can be hard to navigate and find your way through the OneNote structure. So in this video I'll show you some of the best ways for you to work depending on what your needs are. Now at the moment this is what we call the collapsed bookshelf view. If I click here I can access the last accessed page in each of these notebooks that I've got currently open on this device. So at the moment I'm in this one here. I am in the collaboration space and I can see that underneath the name of the notebook, and if I click the up arrow it takes me back to the top of the notebook. You can see I've got two tabs here for class notices and assessment. We have a collaboration space, the content library as usual, teacher only section, and then all of the student sections. Now this is a very large class notebook, so it's a good example to demonstrate on. If I click on this down arrow to the right, you'll see that there's two classes of students in here. So that's comprising around 60 students in total. If I click out of that and go back into here, you might wonder, how do you get around these different spaces and sections? Well, you can simply click on the section groups. This is a section group because it's a stack of folders, and then from there you can kind of click your way through the pages and the sections as needed. When you run out of tabs because of your screen size, you can click the down arrows and find them that way. So what's good about this is that you have lots of screen space for the pages, but there is a lot of clicking involved and sometimes a lot of up arrow use to get out of sections and section groups and to get into other areas. There is an easier way to do it. If we click on the down arrow here, or we just click on the name of the notebook, we can hit this pin. Now what this pin does is it gives us the entire notebook structure in a drop down that we can collapse and expand as needed. What's also really useful here is that we have the ability to expand and collapse the different sections and the section groups within the notebook. This makes it very easy to jump straight into sections without having to go through the tabs at the top and using the up and down arrows. So that's a very useful tip. You can also expand and collapse student sections if there's lots of work in there. So this is what happens when we pin down the notebook navigation. Of course we are losing screen size, but we are gaining navigation features. So it's up to you to decide when you need to use this feature. I'll unpin it and then we go back to a larger working area. Of course, being OneNote, we don't even need to click, however, if we want to navigate to other sections. We can simply use the search box. So if I wanted to look at Team 2's work, I would go Team 2, and you can see that we have a whole range of different hits that we can click on, and that will take us straight into those sections and the pages that relate to them as well. So even though we can click our way through a class notebook, either using the tabs or the drop-down navigation, sometimes searching and clicking on these search links is the fastest way to get there. In the next video I'll do a quick version of this, but I'll show you how the navigation works in the OneNote Windows 10 app.